Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to talk about Monique and Steve Harvey. Before we get started and go, I feel like this is what I feel at this point. I feel like people are. I feel like people are starting to understand where Monique is coming from, but I also think that people feel as though they have to side with either Monique or either Steve. When both of them were making good points, I'm still Team Monique. I've been Team Monique since the beginning. I also feel as though a lot of people are talking about the fact that Monique did tell Oprah, Tyler, and Lee to suck her dick, okay? But no one is talking about what led up to that. We can talk about the fact that Monique told them that, but why don't we talk about why she told them that? Nobody is talking about that. And I feel like that's an important part of the story too. So because nobody is talking about that, I'm going to tell y'all from what I understand happened. So I'll start with Oprah, and then we'll talk about Tyler, then we'll talk about Lee, and then we'll wrap it all together, and then we'll get into the whole interview. So the whole thing with Oprah, from what I understand, Monique has said, well, I've heard Monique say this. Monique said that, she was molested by her brother. And Oprah called her one day, and she wanted to talk to, Sydney answered the phone. She wanted to talk to Monique. And she said her and Oprah had a heart-to-heart conversation for about an hour over the phone. And Oprah asked her, was it okay if she invited her brother onto her show? The brother that molested Monique. Monique said that she was fine with it. Just leave her mama out of the shit. Her whole thing was people can change. So if he feels as though he's changed, he can come. I don't want no part of that shit, and leave my mama out of it. Oprah said, cool. Basically, she flipped on the TV one day. She see her mama, her daddy, and her brother on the show. Well, goddamn. You supposed to be my sister, somebody who I look up to. We just had this conversation. You told me, we talked about molestation because, Oprah has been molested. Monique has been molested. You said you would not bring my mother onto the show, my father onto the show, because it would make our situation, worse than what it already is. And after the show, from what Monique said, it made their relationship worse than what it already was. So Monique talked about how someone threw a party. I think it was the year that Lupita, she won her Oscar. They threw a party, I think, for like all the black actresses or people who had won an Oscar. I forgot. So Monique said she was there. Oprah, all the people, all the I guess the Hollywood it girls. The Hollywood black it girls were there. Women were there. And she said she pulled Oprah to the side and was like, we need to talk because you basically did some foul shit. And it caused the situation in my family to be worse than what it was. And so Oprah was like, okay, girl, we'll talk about it later. So somehow it got started where they wanted to go around the room, and somehow I forgot how the discussion was brought up or how it got started, but basically Monique called out Oprah in front of everybody at the party. And Oprah said, if I did anything to offend you, then I apologize or something like that. And Oprah was like, Monique was like, hold on, what bitch, if you did do something. So that was an Oprah thing. Tyler Perry. Sydney, I think, said that he was in Las Vegas. No, I'm sorry, not Sydney. A friend of Sydney's was in Las Vegas. And Tyler Perry ran into that friend. He didn't know that the friend knew Sydney. He and Sydney were supposedly college roommates. Tyler Perry sees a friend, and he's like, oh, I heard you're supposed to be working with Monique. I heard she's difficult to work with. Now, the friend is like, what? Tyler Perry still doesn't know why he's basically bashing Monique, that this is a friend of Sydney's. So he's going off on Monique. The friend goes and tells Sydney, hey, guess who I ran into? Tyler Perry. He was basically telling me Monique was hard to work with, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? And, at the time, Tyler Perry was like, that's what I heard. Because he hadn't even worked with Monique. He was just telling the friend what he heard. Fast forward to Lee Daniels. So when Monique did the movie with when Monique did the movie with Lee Daniels for Precious, Monique said that she agreed to a $50,000 payday. She said that's what she agreed to. She said that they all went into this thinking that the movie wasn't going to do shit. Like, basically, we're going to make this movie. It's not going to do nothing. Then the movie basically blew the fuck up. Monique said she did everything that was in her contract. When the movie blew up, because she did so well with, I guess, promotion over here in the over here in the U.S., they wanted her to go across the water and do some more promotion. But they didn't want to pay her. Monique was basically like, bitch, I'm not working for free. Pause. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Ain't nobody working for free. Are you working for free? Because when I go to work, bitch, I clock in. Don't ask me nothing. Don't ask me nothing if I'm not on the clock. I'm not doing nothing off the clock. So I don't know nobody who work for free. So Monique said they wanted her to go across and promote the movie. And Monique was like, basically like, what y'all paying me? And they basically were like, nothing. Monique was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this for free. I'm not working for free. That's not what we doing. So at this point, I think Oprah called her. All these people are calling her to try to get her on board to go promote this movie, Precious. And Monique is like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not leaving my house and working for free. So at that point, that's when I believe the whole Monique is hard to work with story started. Monique done had her own motherfucking hit TV show. You ain't never heard nothing about Monique being difficult to work with. Now all of a sudden, out the blue, she difficult to work with. And at that point, what I think happened was because Oprah is the motherfucking gatekeeper, and she can kick your ass out or keep you in, I feel like she got all the niggas in Hollywood and said, this bitch ain't playing. She ain't playing the game that I told y'all to play. She ain't playing by my motherfucking rules. So therefore, at this point, we gonna tell people that bitch is hard to work with. And that's how the whole thing got started. Even when Monique, I think something happened with Will Packer. And this is another thing I need people to understand. All of us, we need to understand this. Gary, the white man who married to the black girl, the white comedian who met Gary, I forgot his name. I think his name is Gary. He ended up going off one day talking about how Will Packer or whoever the director was has did so much for him, blah, blah, blah. He's a good person. This is what people need to understand. Somebody can do something good to you, but that does not mean that they did not fuck over somebody else. Just because the man didn't grab your ass, don't mean that he didn't grab that other woman's ass. Just because that nigga didn't look at you, don't mean he didn't look at the other. You see what I'm saying? Like, people, we all have this thing of, well, girl, he didn't do that to me, so it can't be true. Or she didn't do that to me, so it can't be true. No, it can be true. It can be true. He did it for you, but he probably fucked over her. So anyways, I think that's what happened. And then at that point, I felt like money probably started getting tight. You know, the roles were not coming in. Money was basically tight. And I feel as though it got to a point where Monique, this is just how I feel as though Monique got to a point where she was like, fuck this shit. So she got on stage and she said what she said about Monique, Oprah, Tyler. They can all suck my dick because they ain't got no balls. At that point, what the fuck I got to lose? Bitch, I ain't worked in God knows how long because all y'all niggas done got together and kicked me out the motherfucking club because I didn't want to work for free. Now, is it true? That you could not go around telling motherfuckers, even if they did something to you dirty, to suck your dick, especially when they the motherfucking bitch at the front, at the bitch who can let you in? No, you can't do that. I will be the first one to say it. Even if a motherfucker do you wrong, when you know that person got the power, regardless, you can't tell them to suck your dick. Because they damn sure are going to help you after that. But everybody want to talk about why Monique told Oprah, Tyler, and Lee to suck her dick, but ain't nobody talking about what they did to her to tell them to suck her dick. Ain't nobody waking up out their motherfucking bed just to pick a fight with Oprah Winfrey. Nobody. Who doing that? You did something to somebody for somebody to tell you to suck their dick. Let's talk about Monique telling them to suck her dick, but let's also talk about why Monique told Oprah Winfrey to suck her dick, and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. See, that's not what y'all talking about. Let's talk about what led up to that. Why we not talking about that? Why is everybody only talking about that Monique told him to suck her dick? Yeah, she said it, but they also did that woman dirty too, and that's not what y'all want to talk about. Because y'all put Oprah them on this pedestal of she can't do no wrong, baby. Let me tell y'all something. I love Oprah to pieces, bitch. Follow Oprah on Twitter. Follow Oprah on motherfucking Instagram. Used to watch Oprah show every motherfucking day. But I also know Oprah ain't no motherfucking God. I also know that. If I saw Oprah walk past right now, baby, I'd probably bust out crying, hollering and screaming. But I also know she probably did Monique wrong. Both can exist at the same time, believe it or not. She can help 1 million people, but fuck over one bitch. She can help 2 million people and fuck over 2 niggas. So anyways, Monique goes to the show. Monique is at the show. Sydney was not even at the show. Monique has already said that Sydney was in Atlanta while she was at Steve Harvey's show. So Sydney was nowhere at the show. That's the first thing. The interview started out, they were laughing and talking. You know, it started out how it should start out, you know. Let's introduce Monique, give her background, kiki, laugh, and then let's get down to business. Do I agree with the whole Netflix boycott? No. I don't even have Netflix, but it is what it is. You know, I wouldn't have, if I had Netflix, I wouldn't have canceled my subscription because Monique didn't get some money that she thought she should have got paid. Was Monique wrong? Did she go about it the wrong way when she basically called out Netflix like, girl, fuck them, they racist, whatever she said? I forgot what she said. Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is, Monique, like, in a way, I do understand what Steve was saying. Like, you are making it harder on yourself. Like, I understand the frustration. Don't get it twisted. I honestly really do. But the truth of the matter is, even with Oprah doing you wrong, you know that bitch got so much power, and it's so many motherfuckers out here that think Oprah can't do no wrong, that even when you come out and say Oprah did this to me, people gonna say, bitch, you lying. Even when you come out and say, bitch, suck my dick, people not gonna worry about why you told Oprah to suck your dick. They only gonna concentrate on the fact that you told Oprah to suck your dick. So, no, maybe you shouldn't tell Oprah to suck your dick. Maybe you shouldn't have told Oprah to suck your dick. Because you damn sure ain't gonna work then. You know, this whole Netflix thing, girl, maybe you should have just been like, okay, girl, fuck y'all, I'll go to somebody else. Because I remember Wanda Sykes tweeting out, basically saying like, they did the same thing to me, Monique, but I basically just said, fuck y'all, and went to another, you know, went and made a deal with somebody else. Maybe maybe that's what Monique should have done. But I also understand how black women are not paid what they should be paid. Women, period, honestly. But they're not paid what they should be paid. The only thing where Steve started kind of like, wait, hold up. Let me read my notes. Steve better wants to tell me. Oh, I put on my paper, if Kevin Hart can make jokes about faggots, then why can't other people make jokes about Oprah? I guess because Oprah's got the niggas on lock, I guess. This is where Steve kind of got me. And this is how I knew he knew that's how I knew that he knew that Monique wasn't lying. When he said, when you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. What? Y'all have to break that down to me. Steve said, we in the money game. The best thing you can do for poor people is not to be one of them. We can't do it any way we want to. We black out here. Look. If Meryl Streep, Patricia Arquette, and all these other bitches can get on stage and talk about women not getting paid the same thing, why Monique can't do it? I don't understand, y'all. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel good. I'm really trying to push through this. At the end of the day, well, I actually feel better than I did yesterday. Bitch, last night I thought I was about to die, bitch. But anyways, Steve low-key was giving me, this was Steve basically I got from Steve. Steve was telling me, bitch, worry about yourself, stop worrying about the bigger picture. Stop worrying about fighting for women equality or women, the next bitch getting her payday. Just worry about your paycheck. That's basically what I heard Steve say. That's what I heard Steve say. That's what I heard Steve say. What did y'all hear Steve say? Steve basically said, bitch, fuck all that, get your money, fuck you trying to cause all this chaos and confusion over some shit that you know you're not gonna win. You going against the most powerful people in Hollywood. It's not gonna work out, girl. Get your money and shut the fuck up and play by the rules. And that's another thing too. A lot of y'all try to, I don't even feel like getting into the whole Monique and Whoopi thing, because I didn't think that Monique called Whoopi to help at all. I think she was basically saying that, girl, I don't feel like getting into that. I haven't watched part 2. Excuse me. I'm about to lay down and then I'm about to watch part 2. Oh, child. I'm about to watch part 2 and then I'll be back and we'll talk about the rest. But like I said, you know, I gave y'all the background. Y'all can go look it up if y'all want to. I think my story pretty much matches up with what Monique said. But I'll be back with part 2.